the things that I always love expanding on is the fact that I get to meet so many wonderful people. I get to have such stimulating conversation with so many cross sections of our Trinbagonian society. And of course, today is Friday, and it's a beautiful one at that. And we are so privileged to have this conversation taking place at this time. I like to call him my brother from another mother because he's so many things and more. And we get to really delve into anything and everything that is happening in our Tobagonian space. And that's a wonderful place to be. And of course, let me take the time to welcome Mr. Christopher Nathan to Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. Now, guys, Christopher has been with us for some time now. And let me say good morning to the Cocoa Velvet International Agency and, of course, the initiative Making Style in Tobago. So, Chris, good morning and welcome to Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. How are you doing today?
I'm great. We have fabulous weather. We have a great ambiance here at Comfort Inn and Suite. In fact, this is where we're going to be having Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant semifinals in this space.
Right.
And it's gorgeous.
Yes.
So I'm happy that we're able to have the presentation of the delegates today in the space that the pageant is going to be taking place on January 21st. So I'm here today to talk about and give you an update, a pageant update.
Right.
How the training has been progressing, which is around West Miss World 1986. I want to thank her for taking time out of her retirement. Instead of going on a cruise with her husband, she's coming to Tobago 3 times a week, 3 times a month, every month, to work with our delegates, and she's doing an amazing job. So we are able to see the transformation of these young ladies from all the various communities around Tobago into superstars. And yesterday I had a chat with them while we had a training session, and I told them that they're no longer ordinary citizens.
Oh, no, they are not.
They are ambassadors for their community.
Yes.
They're ambassadors for Tobago. They're going to be the leaders of society in a short while, leaders of industry, leaders of businesses. Some are going to be working in the THA in high positions. The world's at their feet now.
Yes.
And they understood that. So I'm seeing them now changing their whole mindset from being Miss Mariah and Miss Charlottesville to being superwomen. So Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant is going to be taking place here on the 21st of January 2024, and we're going to be selecting 9 delegates out of 14 semi-finalists to go on to the finals. And the finals, if you recall, are going to be held at the Shopper Complex on the 4th of February 2024, and that event is called Making Style Tobago. We're calling it Making Style because you know that's a term we use when you're making style. And we're going to be saying that 2024, it's your time to shine Tobago. So we're going to be selecting from our Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop participants who have potential to work internationally as fashion models in the fashion capitals of New York, London, Milan, and New York, and awarding them contracts, management contracts with Cocoa Velvet International. We have a long history of transforming young people into supermodels since we started. But we are focused all along since 1998 on Trinidad. And this year, because we have moved to Tobago, it's Tobago's time. So we visited the secondary schools and we selected those students who we felt had potential for modeling. They've been training with us since October 31st, and on the 21st of January, we're going to have the Tobago Top Model Finals here, along with the Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant semi-finals. So two contests in one.
Yes.
And we are happy to say that the event is going to be broadcast live on Tobago Updates, but we still want people to buy tickets to come to support these young people.
Yes.
And the tickets are available at the front desk of the Comfort Inn and Suite. Admission $100, all VIP tickets. We only have 100 tickets on sales because it's a small venue. So we are hoping that the people who support the community delegates come and support them on that day.
Yes.
On the 4th of February, however, where we have the finals, Making Style Tobago, we have kept the tickets down to just $30 because we want the whole of Tobago to come out and support these amazing young people who are going to be having their graduation at Making Style. between 6 and 7:30. And then at 8 p.m. we have Showtime, which is the finals of Top Model Trinidad and Tobago and the grand finale of Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant 2024. Now, this event could not have taken place without the support of our sponsors, as you know.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Let us mention these sponsors, please.
So we have to thank the Tobago House of Assembly, Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, our main sponsor, as well as the Office of the Prime Minister Sport and Culture Fund, who have been very generous with the Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop sponsorship. We also want to acknowledge Comfort Inn and Suite, who are the venue host for Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant semi-finals. We want to acknowledge Let's Shine Limited, who are the makeup sponsors. So they are responsible for beautifying all these delegates on both contests, the semi-finals and the finals. We also want to acknowledge our hotel sponsors, because what we have done is to arrange a Tobago Beauty and Fashion Weekend from February the 2nd to the 5th, where we're inviting Trinidadians, fashionistas, and the beauty pageant followers to come to Tobago for Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant. And we have 4 hotel sponsors, which are Comfort Inn and Suites, Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, Viola's, and Centro Villa Manor, and Gencare Spa, so that you can book with a special code and get special rates to come to Tobago on that weekend for Miss Tobago Beauty Pageant. And we're going to be taking you on tours to Boca Reef, Nyland Pool, No Man's Land, relax on the beach at Pigeon Point. And the next day we're going to take you on a ride through the rainforest all the way to Charlottesville to have lunch on Manoa Bay. So we have an amazing weekend in store for people who are coming from Trinidad for the event.
So it is so, I am so excited because I feel like there's a buzz. I'm excited. I'm so proud. I am so thankful. And I want to say kudos to you, Christopher. You know, kudos to Coco Velvet International. Raciel, I don't know where you are, but I love you so much. And thank you for your foresight, because there has to be a vision before any of this could even come into fruition. Yeah?
Let's talk about the vision.
Yeah.
I have spoken to the Tobago House of Assembly about promoting and positioning Tobago as a fashion and beauty center, because fashion tourism and beauty tourism is huge business. So people travel all over the world to attend fashion weeks, to attend fashion trade shows and beauty pageants. And Tobago is well poised because we have a strategic location at the heart of the Americas, one. We have amazing sites, tourist attractions here, ambiance that will be perfect for the fashion shows. So we are going to be starting with this Make and Style event in 2024. But we are also going to be hosting a Tobago fashion and craft market during Carnival, October Tobago Carnival next year. So while people are here for Carnival, they'll be able to go to the market and buy art, buy craft, buy fashion, buy jewelry from Tobago designers and artisans. And the Tobago House of Assembly is currently considering that proposal to have the fashion and craft market during the Carnival. Then the following year, in 2025, we have a huge project in mind, which is called Style Week Tobago, Caribbean Carnival Fashion and Arts Festival.
Ooh, I love that.
So what that is to attract a cruise company, either in Europe or in North America, who will be interested in bringing a cruise ship to Trinidad and Tobago for Carnival Monday and Tuesday. The cruise ship will go first to Trinidad and dock at the Port of Spain port, and the passengers will go and enjoy Carnival Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesday morning, the ship will come to Tobago, and they will have 5 days of fashion shows, 5 days of going to the market to buy fashion products and art and craft, etc., and also enjoy the best of Tobago. So we're taking them all over Tobago to enjoy the sights and sounds of Tobago. So that event, I hope, comes off in 2025 from Ash Wednesday to the Sunday after Carnival. We have a company called Center Tours in Canada who is very interested in the project. They have 165 affiliates throughout Canada who are interested in selling the package to their people in Canada who are interested in fashion and beauty.
Global initiative, and I love it. I do.
If we're not able to get a cruise ship to come, we will still have the project, but that way people will travel in on flights from all around the world and stay in the hotels, fill up all the hotels in Tobago during that week of Carnival. Because I don't think Tobago should try to compete with Trinidad Carnival. We have our own Tobago Carnival now in October. So what we want to do is to attract the people who are coming for Trinidad Carnival to come to Tobago after Carnival and rest, because after you have Juve and Carnival Monday and Tuesday, you're exhausted.
Definitely.
And you need to rest before you go back home.
Yes.
So come to Tobago on Ash Wednesday and enjoy a few days of relaxation in Tobago, and we will host you while you are here.
And I love the fact that you're so into the continuity of it all. So it's not just a one-off. I see so many persons with initiatives, and there's no continuity. There's no plan B or plan C, D, as the case might be.
And that's the reason for having this workshop.
Yeah.
Because we want to have a cast of models here in Tobago, a cast of producers, event managers, makeup artists, hairstylists, fashion stylists to work with us when we have events. Because in the past we have been bringing people from Trinidad to do work here in Tobago.
Right.
And we feel that the Tobagonians have enough talent, enough drive for the fashion industry, and the abilities as well. What they've been lacking is the training.
Right.
And that's why we have had this Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop, which started on the 31st of October to train these young people for jobs in the creative industries here in Tobago. We have 130 secondary school students who are very excited about it, and on the 4th of February they will graduate and get their certificate of participation during the graduation ceremony at Making Style. After that they become professionals. Yes. And they start being paid for their services.
Definitely.
So people who are here in Tobago who are in the industry can now engage Tobagonians for services rather than go to Trinidad to get their services.
Definitely. And you know, persons who are looking on are so intrigued because we had so many questions, so many comments, so many points of view. And what stood out was the fact that they loved the young ladies that they got to see so far. They loved the poise, they loved the professionalism, you know, the way everyone spoke. So let's get to know a little bit about the young ladies who braved this challenge and embarked in pageantry and fashion.
So we're going to do a presentation of our 15 semi-finalists for Miss Tobago 2024 Beauty Pageant, starting with semi-finalist number 1, Monique Joseph. Monique Joseph is representing Speyside. She's 26 years old. She's currently an esthetician working in the beauty industry, and she hopes one day to become an entrepreneur in the beauty industry. So we have some pictures of Monique Joseph, Miss Speyside. She is a beauty therapist, and she hopes one day to own her own business in the cosmetics or beauty industry.
Is the fact that we have our young, beautiful ladies being showcased and showcased in a positive light. Let's go to Miss Golden Lane.
Miss Golden Lane, Vanessa Ortiz. Vanessa Ortiz was supposed to be in an order.
Yes. So Vanessa, I met Vanessa. Vanessa is a spitfire because she had so much to say. She had so many passions. And I remember her because of her wanting to work with the youth. She wanted to bring that level of consciousness, and she stood out. Yeah?
Okay, so Vanessa is 23 years old. She works with the THA as a clerk, but she wants to be a fashion designer. She's currently training at our Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop for a career in fashion design. We have some pictures of Vanessa Ortiz.
So Vanessa is definitely one of those persons who I I remembered the level of conversation. You know, one of the things that I love about the young ladies who came is because they are very much into what is happening in the world today. And they have their social issues that they want to touch on. And this is something that I really celebrate because, hey, our young people have something to say. And sometimes the forum is just not there. This is one of those times where it is.
What we're happy about is that it's beauty with a purpose, Miss World, and we're preparing the Miss Tobago delegates for Miss World, because one of them is going to be representing Tobago at Miss World Trinidad and Tobago Beauty Pageant. And we are hoping that person wins as well, Miss Trinidad and Tobago, and goes on to the Miss World Pageant. So in that regard, each of them is required to have an initiative or a cause, and it can be either environmental, it can be with youth development, or it can be tourism based, and each of them has adopted a cause.
Right. So who else?
We move on to the next delegate.
Yes. So just tell us the names and let's get to know these ladies.
Okay, so we move on to Shania Elliott, Miss Crown Point. Miss Crown Point 2024 is 23 years old. She lives in Bon Accord and she enjoys crocheting, sewing, writing and reading. Her career goal, she intends to be a nurse, and she's currently training and doing her Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Nursing towards that end. Her birth sign is Leo. So we have some pictures of Miss Crown Point, Shania Elliott. I will then move on to Tricia Scott, who is Miss Glamorgan 2024.
Morgan, yes. Tell us a bit about Trisha.
Tricia is 19 years old. She's 5'7" in height, and her birth sign is Scorpio. Tricia intends to be a flight attendant.
Right.
So we are preparing her because I spent 23 years working as a flight attendant. So I'm able to help her to prepare for a career as a flight attendant with Caribbean Airlines. So we have some pictures of Tricia. Tricia enjoys youth development activities and debates with youths. So not really fun things, but that's what she likes doing.
Yes. And it's definitely impacting positively, so it's always good.
Indeed.
Yes.
If she doesn't get through to be a flight attendant, she wants to be a petroleum engineer.
Oh, wow.
Two different careers altogether.
There you go, Trisha. Yes. Who do we have
We
next?
move on from Tricia to Jada Miller, who is Miss Mount Grace 2024. Jada Miller is 17 years old. She's one of the babies. You haven't met her yet. She's currently a student. She attended Bishop's High School. She just graduated actually from Bishop's High School, and she intends to be a fashion designer as well, just like Vanessa.
Yes.
So both Vanessa and Jada are currently enrolled in the Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop, and they are doing the fashion design section where they're learning how to sketch. Because as a fashion designer, one of your skills, your major skills, is be able to do fashion illustration in order to convince your clients of your design ability. So we are training her at the workshop to be a professional fashion designer. Her leisure activities include sewing, reading, alignment with friends and family, and going to the beach. And Jada is an Aries. That's her birth sign. We move on to our other semi-finalist, Deja Vincent, who is Miss Patience Hill. Deja is 5 feet 5 inches in height. She's 25 years old. Her birth sign is Virgo, and her leisure activities include sports, football and track and field. And her career goal is to be an entrepreneur, to be part of the development of youths. Let's see some pictures of Deja Vincent, Miss Patience Hill.
And she's Virgo, and see there, that stands out so much to me. I have so many Virgos in my household.
Yes, indeed.
So I've seen Virgo as his sign here. And youth development. There we go again with youth development. And I cannot stress how important this is because our young people have so much to say. They have so many ideas. And sometimes there just isn't that forum. There just isn't that balance to really, encapsulate their vision and their innovation.
And a mentor as well.
Yes.
Mentorship is very important for these youths. So I'm glad that some of the delegates have taken as the initiative youth development. I'm very excited about that. We move on to Brianna Joseph, who is Miss Mason Hall, and you met her, that's the baby.
I met Brianna.
15,
oh my God,
15 years old.
sweet.
I was so nervous for her because this is her first time being on television, and she's just 15 years, so she's a baby. She doesn't look it, but she's our baby in the family. So Brianna is 5 feet 9 inches in height. Her birth sign is Taurus. Once again, she's representing Mason Hall, and she enjoys traveling, swimming, hiking, and running. She attends Bishop's High School, so she's still a student.
And
But
she wants to be
a biochemist.
Yes.
So I imagine she's good in chemistry and all the other subjects that related. Yes, indeed. A wonderful girl, very shy, but over the period of the workshop, we are seeing her come into her own.
Yes, she's definitely emerging.
Yes.
She's definitely evolving.
Yes, and she's now realizing how beautiful she is.
Yes.
Because I think young people need to be reminded how much talent they have
Yes.
and how much potential they have, because often they don't see it in themselves.
No, they don't.
And that's a gift that I'm blessed with.
Yes.
I'm able to see the talent before when they're like 12, 13, 14 years. Huh? We move on to Renee McQueen. And Renee is Miss Blackrock. She's the comedian in the group.
Yeah.
So she has us in stitches every time she comes to workshop. Renee is 17 years old. Her birth sign is Pisces. Her leisure activities include traveling, hiking, road trips, and crocheting. One day she hopes to be a veterinarian or zoologist.
Yes.
After she's Miss World, she wants to be Miss World first. So Renee McQueen is our delegate from BlackRock and our comedian in the group.
Comedian in the group. Because you must have that personality, that one personality that just keeps everyone happy and makes everyone smile.
I met these delegates. I met Renee in the bank while I was in the line. I met some of them buying doubles. I met some of them at school. I am very bold-faced, so I will go up to somebody who I see with potential and immediately talk to them and introduce them to my company, Cocoa Velvet International. And that's how I was able to assemble these 14 delegates.
There you go. Yes. And it's all about having, you either have it or you don't. And when you have that eye for talent, you have that eye for innovation, for creativity, that is something that is so unique. It's something that is a blessing to have.
It's a blessing from God.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So we move on to Anaya Beard, who is representing Plymouth.
Yes.
Anaya Beard, even though she was born in Tobago and she lived in Tobago until secondary school, she attended Bishop High School East. So she spent some time in Trinidad and she's now back in Tobago to represent her village, Plymouth. She's 17 years old and she is 5 feet 11 inches in height. So she's also competing for Top Model Trinidad and Tobago. She's one of the finalists as well. Her leisure activities include playing netball and volleyball. She enjoys painting and drawing. She is quite a talented artist as well. And one day she intends to be the next Miss Tobago, next Miss World, as well as an international model based in New York, London, Milan, and Paris. So she has amazing goals in mind.
Amazing goals right there. And I remember Anaya, yes.
Anaya. We move on to Miss Bonaccord next, Michaela McKenzie. So as you can see, her photogenic abilities.
Talk about the eyes.
Yes, indeed. And that's me with my modeling talent representing. I took this picture because she's glowing, eh? You see how she's glowing?
Yeah, there's elegance to her, and I would have even commented on that because it is something that resonates when you enter the room. I remember joking about it when she entered because I had to look up at her.
Especially someone so young. She's only
Yeah,
17 years.
as she's walking towards the set, I remember having to look up. I had to make a joke about it. I remember her from the last time she was with.
Natural elegance, really. That can be taught.
Yes.
It's natural.
Who do we have next?
Michaela Mackenzie, Miss Bonacord. She's 20 years old and she is, her birth sign is Scorpio. She intends to be a chartered accountant or forensic accountant. Her lecture activities include tie-dyeing, football, reading, and playing snooker, playing pool. She's currently a telephone operator, but that is because she is going to school to prepare for her career as a forensic accountant.
I'm looking at the tie-dyeing part of it and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's so many avenues that can open up when you are creative in this field. I'm looking at a wide cross-section of talent.
Once she learns the techniques involved in tie-dyeing, she can make a little money on the side as a textile designer. Because one of the things we want to do is to ensure that Tobago has a supply of raw materials for its designers. So when we bring raw fabric in, the textile designers will create amazing art on it for the designers here in Tobago. So we already have one of the potential fabric designers in Michaela Mackenzie. We move on next to Miss Scarborough, a city girl, Dion Mackenzie. Dion Mackenzie is 22 years old. She's 5 feet 9 inches in height and her birth sign is Virgo. She's currently a menswear store manager. She is running Eclipse Eli's store in Crown Point, and we were able to arrange that for her while she was at the Tobago Youth Creative Arts Workshop. So we are transforming lives with fashion. That's our tagline for the workshop. Miss Scarborough's leisure activities include going to the beach, hiking, reading and exercising. She attended Roxborough High School and she intends to be a tourism tour guide as well as a fashion model.
I love the goals and the aspirations of these young ladies. I really do. I think that they are on the right track. Positivity all the way. Oh my gosh, my young people. Continue to make us proud, please.
And I have to say that these pictures are amazing because these young ladies have only been training for a month, and they've been transformed from ordinary citizens into superstars. And you can see the quality of the pictures that speak for themselves. We move on to Miss Charlottesville, Lily Mackenzie. Our final semi-finalist for Miss Tobago 2024 beauty pageant. Lily Mackenzie is 19 years old. She's 6 feet tall, and she's also vying for Tobago top model as well as Miss Tobago 2024. She enjoys netball, professional netball actually, also eating out at fine restaurants. And she intends to be a professional model, of course, as well as a lawyer. So interesting goals, huh?
I just love the positivity. I love the fact that our young ladies, they're not only braving this new venture or challenge, but others are looking on and thinking, I'm seeing myself here. Maybe I could get involved. Maybe there is a place where I can shine. And this would not have been so a couple years ago. You know, the conversation may not have even been there. And so we were talking about the vision and how important it is when you have the vision. What do you do with the vision? Yeah, what does it lead to?
Transform lives with the vision.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
Tobago, I have a challenge for you. We have kept these ticket prices at $30 because it will be a shame for these young people, 130 secondary school students in Tobago, to go through these 3 months of training for careers in the creative industries, and their graduation show we are seeing a lot of empty seats.
Yes.
So we want to encourage you to give a gift to your grandparents, to your aunts, to your friends and family of a ticket to Making Style Tobago, February 4th at the Shore Park Complex. Let's fill the Shore Park Complex with 3,300 people from Tobago to support these amazing young people. That's
I love it.
to you, Tobago, for the Christmas season. Give a gift of a ticket, an evening of elegance, beauty, Caribbean high fashion, because we'll have fashion show as well, and elegance. February 4th, Shore Park Complex, Scarborough, Tobago.
Definitely. And you know, one of the things that was really buzzing because the industry is changing so much. The narrative is completely different to where my grandparents' era would have been, where our era is right now. And there's so many aspects to modeling. There's so many aspects to fashion and pageantry, and you know, we look at it as more of an industry.
And people can make a good living off of it.
Yes.
Because the parents don't think so. But our models who have been working internationally, one of them has been able to buy a house for her mother after only 2 years of modeling.
Yes.
And before that, the parents were struggling. So apart from that, the training that they get as models and as beauty queens helps them in any area. So whether they become a businesswoman or an attorney or a vet or a lawyer, the training helps them with their confidence, it helps them with their communication skills, with their diction, being able to convince clients of their services.
Yes.
So even though we talk a lot about beauty pageants and beauty with no brains, that's wrong.
Very wrong. Oh my God. Just get that out of the narrative once and for all because it's totally false.
It is.
Yes.
Thank you for having me here. I enjoy being here on Tobago Updates. Thank you for Tobago Updates for being a sponsor for Making Style. And we are hoping that things work out where we can stream our Miss Tobago 2024 semi-finalists live here from Comfort Inn and Suite to the whole of Tobago.
Thank you so much. And Christopher, we just want to say from our family to yours, of course, blessings, love, and light, and success in whatever you endeavor to do. All right? You are so welcome. And let me just talk about your ensemble, your wonderful festive wear. I was supposed to take a picture, I did not get to, but we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
I want to credit the designer. I wear a lot of local garments. And this suit was made by Eclifili. Eclifili is now established here in Tobago in Crown Point.
Right.
So young men who want to look swag like me, go to Eclifili and get your suit in.
Definitely. How do we, is there a phone number for Heathcliff? A social tag?
But he's on all the social tabs,
Right.
Eclifili, and he's located right opposite that jade monkey in Crown Point.
Yes, Crown Point.
Yes. So go and get outfitted for Christmas and for All Year's Night at Eclifili.
Definitely. And guys, we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago. But before I leave you, you know that I have to give you a trivia question once again. This popular pastime is a favorite during the Christmas season, especially on Boxing Day. The answer at the end of the show, and of course, when we return, our Eye on Bago feature is up next. You do not want to miss this one. Promise to come back because I promise I will stay with you. We're going to see you soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful break, and we'll be right back with the brunch.